I'm Will, that is a NIO ET5, and this is China-driven 5-minute rundown.
Perfect.
The NIO ET5 was probably the most anticipated Chinese EV to hit the market at the end of 2022. So here's the broad strokes. The base price for the ET5 in China is $46,000 for the 75 kilowatt hour and $55,000 for the 100 kilowatt hour version. Absolutely fully loaded, top price is going to be $66,000. But if you opt for BaaS, which is basically renting the battery, then it's the same $36,900 for either battery size, $140 for the 75 kilowatt hour version and $250-ish for the 100 kilowatt hour. Ranges for the ET5 depend on battery size as the drivetrains are identical. NIO claims 348 miles for the 75 kilowatt hour version and 441 miles for the 100 kilowatt hour. And when the 150 kilowatt hour semi-solid state battery does arrive, you can expect ranges of over 621 miles according to NIO, although that is on the CTLC, so not real world figures. NIO claimed 30 minutes, 20 to 80% DC fast charging, but of course being a NIO you can use battery swapping. The ET5 is a compact sedan. It's more sporty looking than the bigger, more premium ET7. The headlight cluster is longer and narrower than the ET7, giving it a wider looking front fascia. Those headlight units are actually housing brake cooling air ducts. Its rear and front overhangs are much shorter than the ET7, giving it a more squat appearance. Exterior colours are plentiful, 4 standard colours and 5 optional colours, costing an additional $1,400. 19-inch alloys as standard in a 245/45 Michelin E-Primacy tyre. There are 3 extra cost options, an additional 19-inch alloy and 2 20-inch alloys shod in 245/40 Pirelli P0s. It's a NIO, so no frunk and no official word for the trunk space, but it does look on the small side. But unlike the ET7, the rear seats do fold down, so that's a plus. This LED taillight wraps around this shorter rear end with a sharper flick on the trunk lid than the ET7. Also, this black trim comes up higher, pinching this rear end, most noticeably on the side profile. Being an NT 2.0 platform car, the interior is very reminiscent of other newer NIO vehicles like the ET7 and the ES7. But this is a lower cost vehicle, so some things are scaled back compared to the ET7. These door cards aren't leather, they're something that feels like rubber. And there's no Karoo material in here, instead there's this matte plastic trim. And the speaker grills in here are all plastic as well, no metal. There are loads of interior colours beyond the usual that you'd expect. Haptex is standard, which is a recyclable fabric, and micro suede headliner for an additional $950. Or you can upgrade to Napa leather and micro suede headliner for $3,200. I'll warn you though, those fancy colours do carry an additional charge. There's a $1,400 package that will add electronic thigh support, ventilation and massage to the front seats that comes standard with heat. It will also add heated steering wheel and heated second row seats, and also a fragrance system. The back is a pretty standard affair. Legroom and headroom are enough for a compact. There's a large panoramic roof in here. There's also 2 air vents, however, just a single USB-C back here. There are also 2 cup holders inside this armrest. The NIO ET5 sensor array is identical to the ES7 and ET7 with a total of 33 sensors including its roof-mounted LiDAR. All that is processed by the same quad NVIDIA Orin X chips found in the ET7, meaning it will have access to NIO's NAD at a later date. There's also some familiar tech that is shared with other NT 2.0 platform cars. There's a 10.2-inch instrument panel, a 12.8-inch central OLED touchscreen, as well as 5G connection and the same 23-speaker spatial audio surround sound system. You'll also be able to use NIO's AR glasses, but unlike other newer NIOs, there is no heads-up display in the ET5. The ET5 is the first NIO that can't be optioned with air suspension at all, probably due to its entry price point. It has double wishbone up front and a multi-link independent in the rear, so road comfort is still decent but less wafty than the ET7. Why are people so excited about the ET5? Well, it's got 360 kilowatts of power and 700 newton meters of torque across its dual motors with a rear wheel drive bias, a shorter wheelbase than the ET7 and a 50-50 weight distribution. People are expecting the ET5 to be a bit of a driver's car. No corner carving on today's test drive, but I can attest that its 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 4 seconds is probably less. The ET5 is running NIO's own 4-piston calipers up front, so it should brake pretty sharpish. Compared to my ET7, the ET5 is a bit more agile, but it's not as comfortable. But obviously, there have to be trade-offs. If you're looking for a sporty compact, definitely check out the ET5. That was a quick 5-minute rundown of the ET5, and this is China Driven.
Perfect.